What's up, y'all, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing this bomb look that you guys can see from the thumbnail, and this was a look for our upcoming prom season. This is my beautiful model Raya here, y'all, and listen, we absolutely slayed this look. It was so good, and she was such a perfect little model. So shout out to you, Miss Raya. Thanks for coming through for your girl. I'm really excited, y'all. This is my first video, so I hope you guys like it, and we are going to jump right into this look. So first things first, of course, y'all, we cleanse our client's skin and we prep them. So I think I lost the clip of me actually cleansing her skin, but right here you guys can see me going in with her moisturizer after cleansing her skin and after using a serum to kind of clean and kind of prep her skin. I am going to be doing separate videos on how I prep my client's skin, etc. So don't worry, you guys will get all the details at some point about all the products that I use. All right. Next, we are going in with the brows. Yes, I am a brow first kind of girl. For me, brows really just help frame the face and kind of shape everything. And so I love doing the brows first. You will see some videos where I may not do the brows first. And sometimes it's just the vibe, right? Sometimes I just go with what I feel. And in this particular case, I definitely wanted to start with the brows. So big key point when it comes to brows, you guys, is you must draw your shape first, okay? Drawing your shape first will help you frame the face. Also, if one brow might be thinner than the other, or maybe one brow sits higher than another, drawing your shape first will allow you to make sure that they're equal in shape and in measurement, and then go in and fill them in. And so you guys can see here, I like to draw with the pencil, and then I use my pomade to go in and kind of fill in the shape. All right. Next, you guys see me going in with some lash glue here. The reason that I am doing that is because her hairs were actually very curly. And so in order to get them to lay completely straight like I wanted for this look, it needed a little extra strength that I would not get just from regular brow gel and things like that. So we did have to do something a little bit more extreme, but of course, again, y'all, it's just lash glue. It's nothing harsh. It's not going to harm her, anything like that. All right. Now, next, you guys see I'm coming in to sculpt out the brows. I am using my Born This Way concealer to do that. I know a lot of people, you guys see them use a darker concealer on top. You know, just something more natural to the skin tone. Truthfully, guys, that's just a personal preference. There is no right or wrong way when it comes to doing that, except for the fact that underneath definitely should be 1 to 2 shades lighter than your client's actual skin tone, because you want to mimic that fresh brow wax look. And so using something lighter is going to be able to do that for you. So for me, I like to definitely follow the client's bone structure and really make sure that I'm following the brow shape so that it appears to be as natural as possible. Now, remember, y'all, brows are twins. They are not sisters. Or, I'm sorry, let me say it the other way. They're not twins. They're sisters, okay? Which means that they don't have to be perfectly the same height, the same density, all of those things, okay? Especially if we're talking, you know, maybe more of a more natural look. This is definitely more full glam for this particular look and for our prom girlies. All right, so I always tell people don't stress too much over the brows, because there's always room to improve as you keep going through the look. All right, next we're going to go ahead and set her eyelids. I am using the Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. I believe that was number 35. That's my favorite one. I feel like it works on all of my clients, which is nice. Next, I'm going in with our Morphe palette, and we're going to start this eyeshadow look, honey. Believe it or not, it was actually pretty simple, pretty basic, but it started with just our brown tone towards the outside. Now, she does have a more almond-shaped eye, so I decided to work from left to right instead of working up and down, okay? So I'm just filling in the outside corners right now because that's where I'm going to get a lot of my transition color from. And I want to make sure that both of those were nice and even, because they are also going to help me structure out the eye and make sure that everything is nice and balanced. Next, I'm coming in with my pink color here, which is going to pretty much cover the entire inside of the lid. Now, as you guys can see, I'm not going all the way to the outside corner, and I'm also not creating a hard line for my cut crease. This is a very diffused, very soft kind of cut crease kind of feel. And so I'm just packing the color in. As you guys can see, I'm not swiping. I'm not blending anything out just yet. I'm just actually getting my color into place because I really want to make sure that that color pops. Now, remember guys, especially when you're talking about women of color, you always want to make sure that you use a base that is lighter than their skin tone so that you actually can see the color once it actually hits their skin, okay? Using a lighter base just helps the color to pop, and then you don't have to use as much product, okay? And as you guys can see, we are definitely scraping that pan, honey, okay? We want to make sure that we get all the pigment, and we want to make sure that we're building up our tone so that everything is opaque and very, very visible. And I don't know if you guys could see it on camera. I actually feel like you couldn't see it on camera, but up close there was something happening in that little corner, and it just wasn't, like the product just wasn't holding on to that one particular area. So what I did was I went back in. I actually had to put a dab or two of concealer back on that spot so that it would actually hold the product. You guys see me doing that, and I'm just using the back end of my brush so that I'm able to take off the excess. And boom, it worked like a charm. It actually was holding the product this time, so. Now here you guys can see I'm going in with a matte white color. This matte white tone is just so that we can brighten up that inner corner and kind of help to open up her eyes. You can also do this with regular highlighter. You could also do this with a nude or a white eyeliner as well to kind of help open up the eyes if you need to. And it just created a nice, beautiful blend all the way through. All right, and now we're going in with our primer. This is also another reason why I like to do my brows and stuff like that first, because it really allows the skincare a chance to settle into the skin. You don't want to be mixing products on the surface of the skin because that's how you create messes on the face. So I'm going in right now with the Smashbox Photo Shoot Blurring Primer. And then I'm taking a little bit of color corrector, and I'm just going to hit the areas that were just a little warmer than others. So right under the eye and around her mouth. Now, I actually usually mix my correctors in with my concealers. I don't know if you guys know that, but you're actually supposed to mix your color corrector in with your concealer to give it the tone that it needs so that it will look like your client's skin. Normally I do that, but as you guys can see, I actually had to go in and mix two of her concealers, and just so I wouldn't make a muddy mess on her face, I wanted to make sure you know, I decided to do the color corrector first and then just use the concealers separately. Now we are going in with our Born This Way by Too Faced Concealer. I want to say the first shade that we used was Chestnut, and the second color that I used on the inner corner was Cookie. And so we're just going to go ahead and blend that out, give it a nice patting motion. I like to blend my concealers down until there are no edges, all right? This is how I keep my clients from getting flashback, all of that kind of stuff, okay? If you're going to use colors that are opposite, or if you're going to use colors that are not the exact tone of your client, then you want to make sure that you're blending out completely, all right? Now, when it comes to concealers, guys, don't not be afraid to use a concealer that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than your tone, because one thing about your foundations and your concealers is that they are going to oxidize, all right? So as they sit on your skin, they're going to get a little bit darker, which means that that leaves you some room to go lighter on certain colors and tones, okay? We're using the Fit Me right now. I want to say that that was color 368 that we used on her in the Fit Me, and it is the matte version of it. Maybelline is absolutely one of my favorite drugstore brands. And now we're coming back in with Cookie by itself, just to, again, brighten up that under eye and make sure that we are getting maximum vibrancy underneath that eye and throughout that entire T-zone. Now remember, guys, highlighting and concealing and all of those things, it's really supposed to mimic the natural way that light naturally hits our face. So when you're thinking about your placement, think about where light naturally hits your face, and that's where you really want to focus your lighter tones, okay? Next, we are coming in with our setting powder from Fit Me as well. Again, this is number 35 in the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. We're just going to come in and set everything. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't do a whole lot of baking, but some of the videos that you guys will see will definitely have some baking in it, and there's a reason for that. So in this particular case, Raya does not necessarily need baking. Baking is to help absorb oil. It's to help brighten up areas and keep them bright. But as you can see, if you do it right with your concealer and do it right the first time, you don't even have to go in with heavy baking, all right? If she was more of an oilier client, I would have absolutely come back in and baked to make sure that we maintained that more matte look, which is kind of what we like. We like a more matte look. Now, right now, I am coming in with my Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder. I want to say that this color was colored Truffle, which I don't even think they make anymore. So this color that I'm going in with right now is Mocha, which they do still make. This has that beautiful red tone to it, and I felt like she needed a little bit of that bronzing kind of effect from her powder. So I did go back in with just a little bit of that to help really sculpt out the face. I love sculpting with powders because most of my clients like to keep it pretty soft. They don't like heavy contours. But if I did have a client who wanted maybe more of a heavier contour, I definitely would have creamed, used a cream contour underneath before setting and before applying that powder. So kind of just your preference as an artist and kind of your preference of what you think your clients will actually like on the skin. And again, name of the game is blend, y'all. Just make sure you are blending until you cannot blend anymore. I'm taking that same color now, and I am using a smaller brush to go ahead and contour her nose. And we're using the same Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder in the color Mocha. And y'all, do y'all see the skin already? It is giving, honey. Absolutely giving. Now, y'all, forgive my arm placements and things like that, because like I said, this is my first video where I'm actually recording, so I gotta work on my angles. So if y'all have any recommendations on my angles and what y'all think I should do for my angles, let me know for sure so I can get some better angles. All right, y'all. Now, what you guys see me doing here, we are doing a little bit of baking because we still have to come underneath her eyes with some powders and eyeshadows. And so I put that down so that we would get some of that. And now we are getting ready to go in with our glitters. So again, you guys see me using the lash glue so that the glitter would actually adhere and kind of stick on to it. Again, I like using things that are going to guarantee that they're not going to fall off or come off. I really needed that glitter to stick to where I put it so that it wouldn't fall all over her face. Now, I definitely probably would have gone in with the glitter first when I did her eyes if I was thinking before I did her complexion. It didn't cause me any problems per se, but just in case I would have run into any problems if I would have just done it first before doing her complexion. It definitely would have made sure that if I did have any problems, I wouldn't have had to work too hard to clean it up. So just a little tip, but nonetheless it all worked out because we didn't get any fallout, we didn't have any issues, and any glitter, and as you guys can see, it's a chunky glitter, so any glitter that we did have, it definitely worked out because it just kind of fell on her lashes. It didn't fall on her face or anything like that. Now, if you would have had that happen, like maybe glitter fell all over her face, literally guys, all you would have had to do was maybe take a piece of tape, run it across the face gently, and lift up the glitter, and it would not have ruined your foundation. Okay, especially if you've already set the foundation. So again, make sure that you actually have set the foundation, and then you won't have any problems picking up your glitter with a piece of tape. And just regular Scotch tape, y'all, not like duct tape or nothing crazy like that. Just simple Scotch tape would have been enough. We are now doing her eyeliner. I am using my Domination eyeliner from Bare Minerals. And y'all, I wish I could, tell you how to do eyeliner. It really is about practice. I've been doing this so long. Obviously I make it look easy, but, for beginners and people who are just learning, it just takes practice, all right? Stay as close to the lash line as you can, and then kind of build it up and work your way from there, okay? Same thing on the bottom. We are going in with our Sephora Kohl pencil. It's one of my favorites. I love that this Kohl pencil just really, really holds on. It just really holds on, especially if your clients are waterers and they water under their eye on their bottom waterline. It's just fantastic. It really holds on to the waterline. As you guys can see, we kind of went in a little further on the tear duct, so it gave it a nice little look there. I keep saying I'm gonna get the ink lock gel liner because I see a lot of people using that. So I'm gonna get that eventually, and we'll try that up against some of my other products to see if I like them. But y'all, look at those eyes, man. Her eyes were absolutely stunning. They were absolutely amazing. I did take a little bit of the white and put it underneath as well. Again, just trying to brighten up and pop that eye. Again, you could have done that with a nude liner or a white liner as well. So now I'm just taking my foundation brush that I used before. I'm not putting any extra product on it, but I am using that to now wipe away the product that we had underneath the eye. Now for me, guys, I do like to use the excess that is on my brush. If you need to, you absolutely could dip back into whatever foundation color you used, or you could go back in with a foundation color close to the concealer color and kind of reestablish that area and kind of reset it. Completely up to you as the makeup artist as to what you want to do when it comes to that. Now, I can't remember what this product was, but it was a bronzer. It was definitely a bronzer. You guys can see I'm kind of using mascara now to kind of lift up that eye. And then I'm also kind of taking out any chunky glitter that fell on top. So you guys see me kind of rolling on top of the lash and the bottom just to make sure that any glitter that may have fallen is off of her lashes. I also like to do this too because it's going to help the lashes hold on and stick a little better and easier once we go in with our lashes. And y'all, make sure y'all get those bottom lashes, okay? I'm telling you, it makes all the difference sometimes in a look where you have no bottom mascara versus having a bottom mascara. I'm telling y'all, it makes all the difference. Now, I'm going in with like some finishing touches, adding some of that pink eyeshadow to do a nice little shadow there underneath, give it a little smokiness. Now, y'all, I was trying to figure out how do I stay out of the camera and do this. So it was a little tricky, but like I said, it's my first video, so I think I did pretty well. And we're going to figure out some different angles and different things that we can do. These lashes are actually just some lashes that I got from Amazon. I will definitely leave all the links below to a lot of the different products that we use. I do have my own product line called Image Cosmetics, which we are getting ready to rebrand. And so some of the product that we used in this video is also from Image Cosmetics. And again, I will post all the links below. Right now, I'm going in with my Juvias Place Volume 1 blush palette. I actually mixed both of the colors together, a little bit more of the pink than I did the orange, and I absolutely loved it. She looked so good. Now, if you guys wanted to sculpt up your client's face a little more, all you would have done was go right underneath that cheekbone with some setting powder, and then you would have gone in with that and you would have just kind of sculpted that back out and just made a nice sharp line so that it would have looked a little more sculpted. Again, she's a younger girl. I didn't think she really needed that, so that's why I avoided that. And of course, you guys see now we are getting ready to do these lips, baby. I'm actually using my lip liner from Sephora. It's actually an eyeliner pencil. I like how rich the eyeliner pencils tend to be versus the color that I get out of a lip liner. And so I thought this would be the better color choice for her. On the inside of her lip, I am going in with my cosmetic brand, my liquid lipstick, and it is called Mauvie Mami. It's a beautiful liquid lipstick. It has some shine to it, and then we're going to go over top of that with a finishing gloss. Now, for me, I get my perfect ombre by using two different colored pencils. And so this next pencil you guys see me using is by Makeup Forever. It is the 608, one of my favorites. And now we're getting ready to just gloss her up and just seal the rest of this look with the Image Cosmetics Finishing Gloss. One of my favorite products. It just brings everything together. Y'all, look at her. Look at her face. She was so beautiful. She was super excited to see it. Y'all see I'm fanning her now. She was like, ooh, that feels so good. So, of course, for my setting spray, I am using the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. And y'all, this is the complete and total look. Y'all, she looks absolutely amazing. Is she not gorgeous? Like, seriously, y'all. She is like the most gorgeous girl ever. She didn't know what to do. She's like, what do I do? Well, listen, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this video, honey. Listen, you talk about a beat down, honey. We gave Miss Raya her entire life. And listen, we are almost booked up for April, okay? So for all my prom girlies out there, make sure that you guys book us here at the makeup room for your prom, and we cannot wait to service you. Bye.